Your technical team members will likely be speaking at a 1,000-foot level. They're concerned with the mechanics and the fine details of how the project needs to be done. I'm Kelly, your integrated marketing co-pilot. I help you navigate your marketing in a way that makes it cohesive while maximizing the impact on your success. When it comes to project planning, the most common problem that I see is that we end up getting caught in the weeds. When we're planning a project, we usually start with this brilliant idea. Then we plan out some broad ideas, but then we jump quickly into creation. So there's nothing wrong with creation. In fact, sometimes it's better to just jump in when you've got the momentum. But most often, we forget to step back and look at the big picture to make sure that we're staying on course. So here's the method I use to help me keep perspective. I love me some airplanes and aviation. So this analogy made a lot of sense for me. So you know when you're in an airplane and you take off, and as you get higher, everything below you gets tinier and tinier until all you can see are little squares of land. The same thing happens when you land, just in reverse. So the various elevations where you can see certain amounts of detail can also be viewed as the level of detail that we need to view in our projects. When you're starting a project, start at the 30,000-foot level. This is the highest view from your airplane. You can't really see the detail right now, but you can see and plan the master plan. Then, as your plane begins to land, things start to come more into focus, around 15,000 feet. This is the altitude of integration. This is where you'll start to assemble the requirements to make the project actually happen, but you're still very connected to your vision and your overall strategy for the project. Once you're clear on the makeup of the altitude of integration, it's time to land the plane. Around 1,000 feet is when you're looking out the window and all of a sudden all those little ants on the ground start to come into focus. This is my favorite time to watch out the window during a flight. This is where the implementation takes shape. You'll dive into the tech, graphic design, copywriting, all of the technical pieces. The trick in all of this is being able to quickly and easily jump back up and down these altitudes. Imagine in a real flight, that would make for a crazy ride. Now that's a muscle that gets developed over time. I'm at a point where my brain can't sit in one place too long. I'm constantly going up and down, more like a roller coaster than in a flight. That's when you know that you won't leave any stones unturned, and as long as you fight overwhelm and keep moving, you'll end up with a successful project. This process gives us a common place to communicate with others about your project. Your technical team members will likely be speaking at a 1,000-foot level. They're concerned with the mechanics and the fine details of how the project needs to be done, whereas a project manager or a virtual assistant is going to view more from a 15,000-foot level, occasionally looking down at a 1,000-foot level and sometimes up to a 30,000-foot level. You can use this process as a way to calibrate your team and make sure you're not missing any important steps in your project. It helps to have this mapped out in a document so that you can see all the views at once. The easiest way to do this is just to grab a piece of paper and make 3 columns, 30,000, 15,000, and 1,000. Start in the 30,000 column and make bullets of your vision for your overall strategy. Now break down that vision into smaller chunks. What pieces do you need to make that vision a reality? Put those in the 15,000 feet column. And now break down all those pieces into technical detail. Are there specific settings you need to use, specific graphics you need to order, copy you can write? This is now a task list for you and your team. Put those things in the 1,000-foot column. As you're creating this, if you find yourself jumping up and down in altitudes, don't hesitate to move over to those columns and fill them in. It's better to get those ideas out of your head and on paper, and then go back through each column to be sure you covered everything. Make sure everyone on the team has access to this document so they know the goal that they're after. So that's how you can make sure your project isn't running in silos and that your implementation actually ends up matching your big picture plan. If you want a copy of my Elevation Project Planner, click the link in the description and I'll send it to you. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe for more videos from your integrated marketing co-pilot.